right real quick. Figured I'd do a quick video while I was back here. I just did a video on my buried 55-gallon drums full of food. Got 2 of them back here packed, and I always check them once a year. I was a little overdue. Shot a video while I was doing it. Anyway, I want to show you my wild edible garden in the winter time. And I do have a video of my wild edible garden in the summer, and it shows all the different stuff. But I wanted you to see it in the winter and how there's still food growing in the winter. Wild edibles in my wild edible garden. What I did was picked a spot in the back of my property, and I encourage you to do the same, very, very same thing. I picked a spot in the back of my property, and the first couple of years I weeded out the grasses and encouraged what was already growing to grow even more. And what I've got growing in mine in the winter time, like I said, I got another video that shows it in the summer. This is winter wild edible garden. It's basically a survival garden. So what I've got growing here is what I did was weeded out the grasses just a couple of times and let what was already growing take over, which was Indian strawberry. Excellent ground cover. So that ground cover will choke out the grasses. So the Indian strawberry took over and kind of grew everywhere. Now the Indian strawberry is a wild edible. You can make a tea out of it or cook it up and eat it as a pot herb. But so my main thing in the winter is curly dock. I got some curly dock in there. This box here is Indian strawberry and curly dock mostly. And then this box here is wild lettuces. They just grow. I don't mess with them. And this one, they're starting to grow. And then all throughout here, all in between the boxes and all throughout here is Indian strawberry and wild lettuce mix. Mostly Indian strawberry. Excellent ground cover, chokes out the grass. There's my 55-gallon drum buried. Anyway, once you get this going, you never have to touch it again, ever. You just let it go. So it's self-sufficient. Just let it grow. What you see here, this dead stuff, this is goldenrod. I've already harvested it, dried it, and it's already stored away. So I let wild edibles just pop up. I mean, I encourage them to grow, but I mean, there's nothing I do. I don't plant them. They just grow themselves. All right, elder. This is elder coming up here. Elderberry. So last couple of years, I've really encouraged this thing to take off. It's going to be awesome once it starts producing berries. But that's it. I encourage you, get you a wild, edible garden growing on the back of your property, not the front. Do it on the back because it takes over. And you'll always have food. Winter, summer, you'll always have food. And you never have to mess with it. It's nice having a garden that you don't have to mess with. This stuff dies off. What I don't harvest dies off and comes back the next year. No grasses, no other weeds, just my wild edibles. Got a box over here, Stuff pops up in, mostly lamb's quarter and curly dock. Grow over there, and then wild lettuces and all grow over here. And this is a mixture of stuff. The ground cover is Indian strawberry. You can have henbit, purple dead nettle, creeping Charlie, whatever. That's it. Now, wild edibles grow throughout my yard, and I encourage them to. But this part of my yard is set aside just to let them go. I never cut it, never mess with it. I harvest what I want and leave the rest. Never have to touch it. It's nice knowing I've got food stored back here, and I've got wild edibles growing back here that if I ever need food in an emergency situation, well, I've got it. Winter, summer, spring, fall, doesn't matter. I've got it. Got my rice and beans buried over there, and then I've got all my greens. Any time of year, I've got greens here. So I just cook them up and eat away. We'll see you.